What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. We got another roster preview for you here. It's the Michigan Wolverines. We're going to show you what their roster is looking like here on NCAA Football. You can get these rosters if you join us on Patreon. Help support the channel, even if you don't like the rosters or you're not going to use them. You can still help us out. Just join us on Patreon. Only $5 a month. But we're going to take a look at what this roster is looking like. This will not include incoming freshmen, but it'll have all of the updates for all the players coming back. All the players that are gone will be removed, and all the transfers will be added, but no freshmen here on this roster. Those will be added at a later date. So let's just get to it here. Blake Corum, the top player, no surprise there. Zach Zinter, Donovan Edwards, J.J. McCarthy, Rod Moore. Let's just go position by position and just see what this roster is looking like. So you've got J.J. McCarthy, obviously the top guy. Behind him, though, if he were to go down, I think Jack Tuttle probably takes over. He's got experience. They've got Davis Warren there, Alex Orji. But it would be interesting, because, again, they don't have, a ton behind J.J. McCarthy. They don't really have a guy that I think is going to be able to lead them to the college football playoff. So his health is going to be very important this year. Looking at the running back spot, loaded with Corum and Edwards, obviously. Also C.J. Stokes. He played some last year as well. You got the wide receiver positions. Cornelius Johnson, he's not top-rated player. Roman Wilson, actually the speediest guy there. He's an 84 overall. A.J. Henning. You've got Tyler Moore. So, not a ton here at wide receiver. And you'll see these generic players. Those are spots where we're going to be adding freshmen more than likely. But, yeah, for Michigan, wide receiver, probably the biggest question mark. You look at the tight ends, you got A.J. Barner, the transfer coming in, Colston Loveland, who played some last year, and Matthew Hibner. I think they'll be fine there at tight end. These players probably wind up playing a little bit better than what those ratings would suggest. Ladarius Henderson, potentially the starting left tackle. Offensive line moves so much in the offseason, so don't count on this being the starting lineup for the offensive line. Trevor Keegan back. That's going to be big. You got Drake Nugent coming in, big-time center. He'll help him out there a lot. And then at the right guard spot, showed you Zach Zinter earlier. And then you'll have potentially Miles Hinton. And so, again, I don't know how the roster shakes out, what the lineup looks like. Carson Barnhart, he's an 84 with our ratings, which would probably put him as a starter over Ladarius Henderson. We'll see what that offensive line looks like. Again, I haven't really gone into the depth charts and all that, trying to figure all those things out just yet. This is just phase one. It's simply getting all the old players off the roster and adding the new players on, all the transfers. So let's go to the defensive line now. Jalen Harrell, you've got Josiah Stewart, transfer coming in there as well. Derek Moore, expect him to potentially have a big year. Braden McGregor, TJ Guy. At defensive tackle, Chris Jenkins, maybe their best defensive lineman. Rayshon Benny, watch for him. He could be a breakout guy this year. Some experienced guys, but the defensive tackles, besides Jenkins, proven guys, solid guys, but maybe no superstars. And then I'm going with a 4-2-5 defense for Michigan. I know they kind of change things up sometimes, but Junior Colson there at linebacker, Jimmy Rolder, Ernest Hausman from Nebraska, potentially better than that 76 rating. We'll see. And then Jaden Hood. And then also at linebacker, Michael Barrett, Hill Green, Mullings, and Pollard. So you see they've got a lot of depth. They're pretty solid here at these positions on defense. At corner, they've got Will Johnson coming back, German Green, McBurrows, and also Pollard. Maybe depth an issue here at cornerback potentially for Michigan. And then at free safety, Rod Moore, big-time player for them. Again, some of the backups, maybe you'd like to see those ratings a little bit higher. Sandra still at safety. You've got Makai Page, Moten, Zeke Berry, Colasar, and then the kicker, I'm expecting it to be Tommy Dolman, and probably he winds up punting as well. So you see Michigan, that offense is loaded. They're going to be really good on that side of the ball. The depth at some positions on defense could be potentially a bit of a concern if they have some injuries, but their starting unit on defense looks very solid, and overall, you can see why Michigan considered a top 5 team pretty much from everyone, and most people have them in the top 2 at number 2 in all these preseason rankings. But that's the roster here for Michigan. Again, if you'd like to play with these on NCAA Football, all you have to do is join our Patreon. Give me your thoughts on this Michigan team, this Michigan roster down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more right here on the SG1 Sports College Football channel.